Mace Windu felt the weight of responsibility on his shoulders as he faced the dreaded Darth Sidious, also known as Palpatine, in the heart of the Galactic Senate. His determination was unwavering, and the Force flowed through him with an almost palpable intensity. The combat between the two was fierce, a battle of lightsabers and Force powers that tested the limits of both warriors. However, Mace Windu, one of the most powerful Jedi Masters, was one step ahead. With a quick and precise move, he disarmed Sidious, leaving the Sith vulnerable and at the mercy of his judgment. Sidious, his face marked by the darkness of the dark side, begged for mercy, but Windu knew he could not allow such evil to survive. He was about to deliver the final blow when Anakin Skywalker entered the room, confused and torn between his duty to the Jedi Order and his loyalty to Palpatine. Anakin, watching the scene before him, felt the intensity of the internal conflict that was consuming him. He knew that the decision he made at that moment would change the fate of the galaxy. For an instant, the temptation to save Palpatine and secure the power he promised was almost irresistible. But looking into Mace Windu's eyes, Anakin realized the gravity of the situation. He saw the danger Sidious posed to everyone he loved, including Padme. In a moment of clarity, Anakin made the decision to support Windu. Together, they confronted Sidious, joining forces in a coordinated attack. The Sith, surprised by the unexpected alliance, used the last of his powers to narrowly escape, his evil presence still hovering over the galaxy. Furious and desperate, Sidious retreated to his private quarters, where he began preparations to activate Order 66, a long-prepared plan to exterminate all Jedi and ensure Sith domination. However, Anakin and Mace Windu's joint attack had weakened Sidious more than he cared to admit. While he was transmitting the command to the clones, something went wrong. The signal was distorted and corrupted, resulting in chaos in the ranks of the clones and stormtroopers. Instead of blindly obeying the command, many began to attack each other, while others simply collapsed, as if their minds had been crushed by an invisible force. Sidious's plan was falling apart, and with it, his chance to control the galaxy. With the failure of Order 66, Anakin and Mace Windu quickly realized the need to act before Palpatine tried another desperate plan. Using the Jedi Temple's communication systems, they sent a coded message to all the Jedi scattered throughout the galaxy, alerting them to Palpatine's true identity and his betrayal. They urged all Jedi to prepare for an imminent confrontation and take precautions to protect themselves against any attack. The message also urged the Jedi to protect civilians and maintain peace wherever they could as the final battle approached. Meanwhile, Padme Amidala, concerned about recent events and fearing for Anakin's safety, made the decision to go to the Senate. Shortly after Anakin and Mace Windu sent the emergency message to the Jedi about Palpatine's betrayal and Order 66, Anakin received a disturbing alert. Palpatine, in a last desperate effort to regain control, had ordered the kidnapping of Padme to use her as a hostage. Wasting no time, Anakin called Ahsoka Tano, his former apprentice, to act immediately. Ahsoka, who had been on high alert since the message was sent, didn't hesitate to answer the call. When she arrived at Padme's residence, she found the mercenaries sent by Palpatine already inside the perimeter. With her lightsaber in hand, Ahsoka advanced, cutting her way through the invaders with precision and efficiency. The fight was quick but intense, and Ahsoka managed to neutralize the threat before the mercenaries could reach Padme. Thanks to Ahsoka's quick intervention, Palpatine's desperate attempt was thwarted, ensuring Padme's safety and further strengthening the bonds of trust between Anakin and his former apprentice. Padme, with her political skill and eloquence, and now under Ashoka's protection, confronted the senators, exposing Palpatine's treachery and his true identity as Darth Sidious. She argued that Palpatine had manipulated the Republic and the Separatists, orchestrating a war that only he could win, and all to consolidate his power. Her passion and conviction began to shake loyalties within the Senate, leading many to question their alliances and take a stand against the Supreme Chancellor. The news of Palpatine's betrayal spread like wildfire across the galaxy, reaching even the Separatists. Leaders who had once blindly followed Sidious orders now found themselves in a state of shock and confusion, realizing that they had been pawns in his sinister game. The war, which had consumed the galaxy for years, was now seen in a new light, a cruel manipulation to consolidate one man's absolute power. The Senate, confronted with this revelation, began to look for ways to dismantle Palpatine's rule and restore peace and justice. Realizing that his empire was crumbling, Palpatine fled to Mustafar, where the Separatist Council was meeting. In a final act of vengeance and desperation, he exterminated them, eliminating any witnesses who could link his actions to the Sith conspiracy. The act was brutal and swift, but it left Palpatine isolated and vulnerable. He knew that the Jedi would come after him, and that his only chance of survival was to eliminate his remaining enemies in a final confrontation. The Jedi, led by Yoda, Mace Windu, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Anakin Skywalker, and Plo Koon, gathered to draw up a plan to capture or eliminate Sidious once and for all. They knew the battle would be difficult and dangerous, but the survival of the galaxy depended on their victory. With quiet determination, the elite group of Jedi made their way to Mustafar, prepared to face what could be their greatest challenge. Mustafar's volcanic and hostile environment reflected the chaotic state of the galaxy, but the Jedi were focused on their mission. The confrontation between the Jedi and Sidious on Mustafar was epic. Lightsabers cut through the air, sparks flew, and the power of the Force was felt in every blow. Sidious, even weakened, fought with the fury of someone who had nothing to lose. But the unity of the Jedi working as a coordinated team was insurmountable. Everyone played their part, keeping Sidious off balance. Anakin, in particular, fought with renewed intensity, determined to right the wrongs of the past. At the crucial moment, Anakin saw his opportunity and, with one decisive blow, defeated Sidious, ending the Sith Lord's reign. After the victory on Mustafar, the Jedi Council met to discuss the implications of what had happened. The galaxy was in shock, but there was hope that, with Palpatine defeated, peace could finally be restored. Recognizing Anakin's courage and growth, the Jedi Council took the decision to elevate him to the rank of Jedi Master. This promotion was not only a recognition of his abilities, but also a demonstration of confidence in the future of the Jedi Order. Anakin had proved that, despite his internal struggles, he was worthy of being a leader among the Jedi. With the defeat of Sidious and the collapse of the Empire, peace slowly began to spread across the galaxy. The Jedi, now more united than ever, resumed their role as guardians of peace and justice. Without the shadow of the dark side to corrupt their actions, they focused on rebuilding the Order and restoring the galaxy's trust in its protectors. The wounds of war would still take time to heal, but there was a renewed sense of hope and determination among everyone. Anakin, now a Jedi Master, returned to Coruscant to a new life alongside Padme, who had given birth to twins, Luke and Leia. Anakin dedicated himself to raising his children and training them in the wisdom and ways of the Force. He knew that although the danger of Sidious had passed, the galaxy was still a dangerous place, and that his children might one day face similar challenges. But for now, Anakin could finally enjoy a life of peace, surrounded by his family and dedicated to helping the Jedi Order flourish once again. The story that almost ended in tragedy instead became a new era of hope and balance for the entire galaxy.